Good morning. Welcome to day 2 of the West Coast Dust Up. My name is Dr. Jenny Fever, my good friend Bulldog to my right.
Good morning.
We are happy to be announcing for you this morning for the second day of our tournament. Today, our first game, we are going to be watching the the Anarchy Angels play the Red Deer Belladonnas.
That's right. It should be a pretty exciting game. The Belladonnas showed a lot of strength. I believe the Belladonnas are at 1-1. They lost to Terminal City, but they defeated Toast, the Thompson Okanagan All-Star team, yesterday. They played 2 games today. The Anarchy Angels only played 1. They played in the second game. They also defeated Toast. So we have a I guess, is it 1-0 if they have only played 1 game?
Sure.
Okay. 1-0 versus
3.
1-1. Yeah, I guess that works. 1-1 versus a 1-0 team. So we're going to be very interested to see who wins this game, because the Anarchy Angels later on today are going to be playing against Terminal City.
That's correct. That is going to be the third game of the day today. Will be the Anarchy Angels versus Terminal City All-Stars, and we've got a Terminal City All-Stars versus Toast in the middle there today.
That's correct. So Anarchy Angels and Terminal City both playing 2 games today. Belladonnas, this will be their final game of the tournament, as well as the following game will be Toast's final game of the tournament.
That's correct. And this is going to be quite an interesting game. These teams are very closely ranked in the Western Canada regions. I believe the Belladonnas are ranked a few spots ahead of the Anarchy Angels right now. So this is going to be quite a good match game, I think.
Yes, I'm looking forward to this game very much. Actually, I was very impressed yesterday by the Anarchy Angels' performance against Toast. Toast is a kind of a compilation team, almost a pickup team, but
like an all-stars team from the whole central Okanagan region. So I think I was really impressed with Toast play yesterday. I think once they get a few more games under their belt, get a few more practices together, they're going to be a really strong force in the BC region.
And also, I just wanted to point out they're coached by Vito.
Yes.
That's right, who is also a coach of a home team in Seattle, Grave Danger.
Oh.
For the Rat City Roller Girls. That's
right. Wow, that's a strong pickup coach there.
Oh, he's also the husband. He's Mr. Carmen Getsum.
Nice. I want to be Mr. Carmen Getsum.
Do you really?
Yeah, who wouldn't?
Who wouldn't? Absolutely. That's a good thing to be. No, he's a great guy, and I was pleasantly surprised to see him here. But apparently, he actually just less than a week ago was when he found out that he was going to be coaching.
Oh, really?
And also, I believe that I think Friday, he was saying either Friday or possibly even yesterday morning was the first time he had actually met the whole team in person. So but they're comprised of some super top talent from the region.
I agree.
But anyway, enough about them. We're talking about the Belladonnas versus the Anarchy Angels right now. Right now, lined up to jam is number 23, Yo Mama for the Anarchy Angels versus number 822, Gunpowder Gertie. Of course, the Anarchy Angels in the red, the Belladonnas in the purple. Belladonnas from Red Deer Roller Derby Association. Yo Mama looking for that inside line. Taz has a lock on her right now, all the way across, and Gunpowder Gertie already in the penalty box. So within seconds of the first whistle, we have our first power jam, and Yo Mama breaks free of the pack and claims lead jammer.
And I know power jams have been something that Stan Decide, the coach of the Anarchy Angels, has really been pushing them on. So I think we're going to see Yo Mama make quite a few points and see some interesting play here when we go into this power jam.
Right now, that's a grand slam for Yo Mama, getting through the Belladonna's defense very quickly. We've got Preacher Slaughter, Taz, Shannon the Cannon, and Teeny out there for the Belladonnas, trying to stop Yo Mama. And they get her out of bounds, force her to recycle all the way past the pivot line. Shannon the Cannon, drawing her back past the jammer line. Nice bridging, nice inverted bridging by the Belladonnas. Now we've got Yo Mama fighting a 3-wall. Shannon the Cannon forces her out again, and once again, Yo Mama going back behind the jammer line. This is looking to be a pretty good power kill. Now, Yo Mama does have points on the board already, but there's Taz with a shoulder check. Shannon the Cannon backing her up, and Teeny guarding the inside lane.
Amazing work there. What an amazing penalty kill. That was fantastic. Shannon the Cannon and Taz together are just an unstoppable wall.
That's right. Powerful blockers for the Belladonnas. And Gunpowder Gertie getting through the pack clean this time, escaping the clutches of SS Shocker, number 0 for Anarchy Angels. Now forcing the call off. Yo Mama, I think she did almost certainly got some more points. Fortunately, I didn't happen to look at the referee at the right time, but there it is. And yes, she did get all 5 points, even though they shut her down on that second scoring pass. She did manage to make 4 clean passes in the pack.
Yeah, that was pretty amazing blocking there by the Red Deer Belladonnas. That could have been quite a crazy start to the game, but they did such a good job of killing time on that penalty.
Now we have Ms. E. Decker, number 77, jamming for the Anarchy Angels against Spaz, number 5 foot 1 inch or 51 for short. Gets taken out by SS Shocker at the back. And now Scary Antoinette getting a hip check in. Ms. E. Decker driven out of bounds for the Anarchy Angels and forced to recycle to the back of the pack. And Spaz gets out, but Ms. E. Decker did manage to get lead jammer before she was sucked back into the pack and calls it off. No score.
And she got it off pretty quickly there. She didn't give Chaz a chance to tire herself out or anything. She just ended that one quite quickly.
Well, it was a smart thing to do.
Yeah.
Great work by the Belladonnas, forcing her out of bounds and forcing that recycle. Even though she did get lead jammer, they kept her from scoring on them.
Moulin Bruce's first attempt on the jammer line today. She had a fantastic game yesterday. I'm excited to see what she's going to do today.
Oh, yeah. Yes, indeed. A very agile and fast skater. Looking forward to what she can do today. But Roll Assassin jamming for the Anarchy Angels over there in the red. Up front, Taz and Taz and Timber, number 18, Timber for the Belladonnas, forcing the recycle on Ms. E. Decker, and Moulin Bruce gets past Dainty But Deadly. Dainty But Deadly going to the penalty box, and Moulin Bruce for the Belladonnas in control of the clock with lead jammer. Now weaving her way through the pack. Oh, just barely cut off by Dangerous Goods, just in time. And Roll Assassin looked like she got a block in, although I'm not sure if she actually knew she was blocking the jammer. She was just trying to get out of there. Finally getting out of the pack, but Moulin Bruce a full lap and a half ahead of our Anarchy Angels jammer. Already has 5 on the board, looking to make another pass. Calls off the jam as she gets through. Did she get it through in time? Roll Assassin? No points for Roll Assassin, so perfect timing. 9 points for the Belladonnas, so they're trailing by 1 behind the Anarchy Angels.
We've already got a full house for the Anarchy Angels in our penalty box. I think we're going to see they're playing a really aggressive game so far. And I think we are going to see quite a few penalties, but we do have 2 blockers down for our Anarchy Angels. I think that's Dangerous Goods and Dainty But Deadly sitting in the penalty box.
Number 322, Maladjusted, jamming for the Anarchy Angels, and Gunpowder Gertie returning to the jammer line for the Belladonnas. And with the pack advantage, Maladjusted gets past
nice.
B Pressure, number up 5, and claims lead jammer in a 4-on-2 pack disadvantage. Gunpowder Gertie still on her initial pass as Maladjusted hits the back on a scoring pass. Gets a big shoulder check from Shannon the Cannon, but brushes it off, stays in bounds, but gets caught by Teeny. Comes back in. Gunpowder Gertie out of the pack, completing her initial pass, but Maladjusted is going to call it off as she completes her scoring pass. 4 points for the Anarchy Angels.
Beautiful jam for Maladjusted. She was down blockers. There's actually 3 blockers in the box right now. Dainty But Deadly is standing, and Maladjusted didn't even look like she needed any blockers out there. She's like, that's fine. I'm just going to keep going with my jam anyways, blockers or not.
That's right. So it's so far a close game, but it looks like we have an official review. Still, it looks like 3 blockers in the penalty box right now for the Anarchy Angels. You can see number 32, Dainty But Deadly is standing up. That means she has less than 10 seconds. And, of course, since she is standing up, there are 2 seats open, and SS Shocker and Dangerous Goods are serving their penalties right now. And
yeah, that does make it look like Roll Assassin is going to be the one on the track for the blockers. Which is, I guess, if you're going to play anyone, Roll Assassin, she has a huge stride. So when she puts her legs out and gets really low, she takes up half the track. So if you're going to play anybody, that's a good one to do. We'd like to thank some of our key sponsors today. Thanks so much to Salter Watercrafts for helping us put on this bout today. You can win a boat. Those 2 words are written really close to each other. So you can win a boat today, and online ticket sales for winning the inflatable boat is going to, I think they end at 1 o'clock today, so everybody at home still has a chance to enter to win the boat, and the draw happens today here at 2.
It's about a boot a boat.
A boot a boat. Oh, yes. Get some good Canadian in there.
It's a roller derby bout a boot a boat.
A boot a boat. It's a nice boat, actually. They were dragging it around yesterday, and they let me ride in it, so but as close as I'm going to get to a boat.
Not in the water, and that's right.
There we go. The Salter watercraft.
A brand new Salter watercraft, and they just unpacked it yesterday and inflated it. And no matter what Mac the Mouth says, they inflated it with an air machine.
Not the refs.
Yeah, don't believe anything he said yesterday. Not really. Not if you want the boat. But Roll Assassin taking Negative Nancy, number 138, jamming for the Belladonnas, taking her out of bounds and keeping her in the pack, even though they had only one blocker on the track. And there goes Yo Mama getting out of the pack, but Negative Nancy picking up lead jammer and calling it off. So no score, but beautiful kill by Roll Assassin, all by her lonesome.
All by her lonesome. Yeah, exactly what I said. Roll Assassin is the one that you want out there. You can see Coach Noah Backtalk was very happy with how the Anarchy Angels played that. That was like exactly how he wanted it to go.
Well, a little confusion on the lineup, but it looks like Roll Assassin may have picked up a penalty. Dangerous Goods standing up in the so instant replay, but this time maladjusted the only blocker on the track for the Anarchy Angels. Okay, now we have an illegal procedure. So Anarchy Angels picking up a lot of technical penalties here, or it's we'll try and sort out what's going on. Obviously, Noah Backtalk not very happy with head ref Dev Null right now.
I think Dev Null was unhappy with how many players were on the track, and they're getting an illegal procedure for that.
That's a tough blow for the Anarchy Angels. They're now Dangerous Goods going on the track. So.
Dangerous Good and Maladjusted are going to be our blockers. So this is an excellent opportunity for the Belladonnas to get their numbers back up.
But, the Belladonnas so far skating very cleanly. Spaz, number 51, jamming again for the Belladonnas. And Ms. E. Decker jamming for the Anarchy Angels. Fights her way past a 4-on-2 pack disadvantage. But Spaz leaping through the pack, just breezes right past Maladjusted and Dangerous Goods. I don't think they even saw her coming. Very good. That was just scatter work by the Belladonnas. Just distracting. Yeah, I think they were shining some shiny objects.
Look over here. Look over here. Look over here. Yeah, no, that was really good work. Spaz has such a low, fast stride as well, too. She has such a good derby stance, and I think that was one of the things that helped her as well. That she was so low and so fast. She just, snuck right in there. And they were playing a really tall line of blockers, too, so I think that she got right in under there.
Indeed. Speaking of tall, Timbers guarding just the center line and now directly in front of Yo Mama. And even though she's backed up by B Pressure and Tie-Dye, by the way, Tie-Dye back from a fairly serious injury yesterday. She got a major shot to the face, but we're glad to see her back. But I hope that it's it's okay, because there was some concern about a concussion. So we're going to be keeping our eye very closely on Tie-Dye today. But in the meantime, as I'm talking about her, Tie-Dye going to the penalty box. Yo Mama still in the pack. And Moulin Bruise coming up with a grand slam. And I believe that is going to be a lead change. Yes, it is. 16-14. But there goes Yo Mama completing her initial pass as Moulin Bruise hits the pack on a second scoring pass. Still with a one blocker advantage now. SS Shocker freed from the penalty box. Roll Assassin still in the penalty box for, Tie-Dye is in there. So it's a 3-on-3 pack.
Yeah, Yo Mama took a little bit of a kick to the head there, actually, when she fell down. Tie-Dye fell over her, and her skate ended up on Yo Mama's head. You could see her give herself a little shake there, so I'm glad to see that she kept on skating and is okay there.
All right, but Moulin Bruise did pick up I lost track. That's a 12-point jam, I believe, for Moulin Bruise. And now we have Gunpowder Gertie jamming for the Belladonnas, and Maladjusted sent to the penalty box. Did you catch the penalty?
No, I just saw Devnall come up and sent her to the penalty box. I'm not entirely certain. Maybe it was an early start?
So Anarchy Angels getting pummeled by penalties early in the game. They came out strong, but right now the Belladonnas keeping most of their skaters on the bike. I think they've only had just 2 or 3 penalties total so far. Anarchy Angels I think they're moving into double digits pretty soon here with total penalties. Gunpowder Gertie coming in on a scoring penalty, and just as I say that, Taz going to the penalty box, so now Anarchy Angels with a 1-blocker advantage, but still, it is a power jam. Gunpowder Gertie getting past Bare Bones number 27, and turning around, trying to communicate.
There was a call from the outside pack ref, and Gunpowder Gertie wasn't quite sure if that call was to her, but it looks like that was to drop dead red, so Gunpowder Gertie kept skating.
Okay, I think we've got all the bugs shaken loose. And now, maybe not. Okay, Gunpowder Gertie. Okay, that was a little miscommunication. Gunpowder Gertie was checking on the penalty, as you saw, and now.
So it looks like that was a high blocking penalty, and then she got 2 minutes for not leaving the track.
That is very unfortunate because as you saw, it looked like she was trying to ascertain if she was actually being sent to the penalty box, and apparently got the no signal from someone, or believed it had been negated or gotten a negative response. But now Maladjusted moves in. Now what happened there? Gunpowder Gertie had a 2-minute penalty. When Maladjusted got sent to the penalty box, Gunpowder Gertie's penalty was reduced by 1 minute, and Maladjusted was released immediately. That's how that works.
And then Maladjusted just got sent back to the penalty box at the end of that last jam as well, too. So I think we have both jammers in the penalty box. There they are right now. I think they're both trying to figure out what just happened there.
Right, but it's unclear. Gunpowder Gertie should be standing up because she had 2 minutes. It got reduced by 1.
Yeah,
there it is.
Goes, yeah.
Okay, so, actually, technically she's supposed to start from the penalty box, but there was a first whistle.
Yes, she did.
We're not confused at all.
I think everybody was confused about that one.
I think we've got it all sorted out now. Well, hopefully. But Gunpowder Gertie started out from the penalty box. First whistle blew, and she was immediately released. Maladjusted will be serving exactly the same amount of time as Gunpowder Gertie had served for the remaining minute of her penalty. And now she is lead jammer, got Grand Slam, and I think we're all caught up now.
I think
Maladjusted is released from the box. She was serving a shortened penalty, so she actually got a 0-second penalty followed by about a 10-second penalty, maybe 20 at most. So, but now we're all evened up. We're back in the game.
We got it figured out.
That's right. Gunpowder Gertie on, I believe, third scoring pass. Gets 4 points this time. She Maladjusted on her initial scoring pass. Gets taken down by B pressure. Beautiful move there. And Maladjusted, very quick thinking. One skate went out of bounds, and she almost came back in bounds, but flopped. And that was absolutely necessary to avoid a cutting the track penalty. And was able to recycle without incurring another penalty. That's the last thing we want to see at this point.
Exactly.
But Gunpowder Gertie coming in, and I believe that is, let's see, I think they reported in another 4 points.
I think they should get another 4 on the board there. I think that's going to come up to 41.
I think they started
30?
the jam at 22 points. So big jam for Gunpowder Gertie. I think it was a 19-point jam, 4 scoring passes, 3 grand slams, and a 4-point at the end.
That was a good good notice of Devnol and his ability to keep track of the rules that were going on there. We got all confused, but he knew what he was doing the whole time.
Someone has to keep track of the rules, and apparently we're not going to do it.
Yeah, good, it's him.
But Anarchy Angels cannot stay out of the penalty box. They've got 2 blockers in the penalty box again. But we got Scary Antoinette, number 306, jamming for the Anarchy Angels. But Spaz already out of the initial pass and on her first scoring pass with lead jammer. So SS Shocker and Roll Assassin in front of her, holding her back. And Scary Antoinette gets into the pack, passes up Spaz. Spaz calling off the jam, but Scary Antoinette getting 3 points. Spaz does get all 4 points, though, so a +1 differential for the Belladonnas.
Nice work there for Scary Antoinette for catching up and getting in and getting those points. Some fast skating around the track. Yeah, the Anarchy Angels definitely to try and stay out of the penalty box. They had a nice lead going on, but the penalties just killed them in the last few jams.
Oh,
I don't think that was in time.
No. Well, the referees blew the jam dead. So whatever happens, the Belladonnas will be able to shuffle their skaters around, and so they won't have to jam. No matter what, they won't have to play the jam without a jammer, which was the danger, which was the concern.
I'm worried they might get a penalty out of that, actually, for at least a minute, not 2 minutes without a jammer, if they do end up with a jammer penalty. Yeah, so that jammer penalty did not make it into the track before the whistle blew, so I think the referees now are just deciding what to do with that. Noah Backtalk, coach of the Anarchy Angels, not really happy with how that last jam went.
Yeah, well, a quick shout out to Pivot Star. Pivot Star, one of our sponsors. They've got a new line of team uniforms. You can check them out at pivotstar.com. Pivot Star, of course, owned and operated by Lulu Demon of the Terminal City Roller Girls.
Yeah, fantastic work for Lulu Demon. She's been such a huge Derby supporter. Pivot Star has gone worldwide with their support for Derby.
All right, but I think the referee is trying to instill a little bit of order in what so far has been a very chaotic first game of the second day of the West Coast Dust-Up. We've got Anarchy Angels with 2 blockers in the penalty box for most of at least 2 blockers in the penalty box for most of the last 3 or 4 jams.
So the last 4 jams, they've had players in the penalty box. Belladonnas have been doing a great job of keeping themselves out of the penalty box.
That's right, but also a lot of jammer penalties. But we were back into the action. Yo Mama jamming for Anarchy Angels, but Moulin Bruce breezing through the pack gets lead jammer for the Belladonnas.
So it looks like we're just counting that last one as a scratch, and both jammers are going for this.
That's right. Well, if the referees blow the jam dead, then the teams do have the option of fielding new skaters. So even if the ruling had been that they had no jammer on the track, and Moulin Bruce would have had to skate as a blocker, because of that penalty, or possibly even get a penalty, that was all negated by the referees blowing the jam dead. They can start all over again. And apparently no penalty was assessed that I could see against the Belladonnas, so we're all free and clear. And a
30-point spread?
That's right. So Belladonnas scoring unanswered by the Anarchy Angels. And now we have a Roll Assassin, number AK-47, against Negative Nancy, 138, jamming for the Belladonnas. The Belladonnas in purple, the Anarchy Angels in red. And around the outside, gets past Teeny, almost caught by Tie-Dye and Taz, but Roll Assassin gets away free, and she's lead jammer. Negative Nancy still in the pack, trying to get past Missy Decker, got knocked out of bounds, but Missy Decker stepped 1 foot out of bounds, trying to tell the referee that no, hey, she cut me, but no, the referee saw that 1 foot go out of bounds, and it looked like 1 foot out of bounds, but the referee appeared to have agreed with me because no cutting the track was called, and that's another score. The Anarchy Angels getting a couple of points off of that one.
There's 4 points there for Roll Assassin coming into that jam. That's definitely going to help the Anarchy Angels get their momentum back up a little bit. Looks like we actually have a clear penalty box right at the moment, so this is probably one of our first jams of the game where we haven't had anybody in the box.
After the very first jam.
Yes.
Very few teams get a penalty assessed before the first jam, but absolutely.
Oh, good points.
But after the first
but 2
penalty,
seconds
after
into
the
the
first
first
jam, it tends to be very rare that we have all 10 skaters on the track. Maladjusted getting demolished in the pack. Repeated hits by Sparkle Motion and Timber. Timber now going to the penalty box. And now Shannon the Cannon getting counter-checked by Maladjusted and hitting the deck. Don't see that too often. But here comes Spaz on a scoring pass. She is lead jammer into the pack. Just dips into the pack, calls off the jam. And
I think that was 1 point on the board for,
okay.
1 point for the Belladonnas. That was really nice jam. Just got in, got her point, called it off right before Maladjusted, just coming around the corner, so not really quite close enough to score any points, but wasn't going to take that chance. Oh, no, we've gone up to 57. I guess she got a couple more points.
Okay, we've got, I can't see who is in the penalty box because there's a giant ref.
I think that's Timber.
Oh, yes, Timber. That's right. She went to the penalty box. So it's got a 4-on-3 pack advantage for the Anarchy Angels.
Oh.
Scary Antoinette, number 306, jamming for the Anarchy Angels against Gunpowder Gertie. Gunpowder Gertie shoulders past Hurt She Kiss, but doesn't get lead jammer. And that's going to be Scary Antoinette right behind her. Gets lead jammer, calls it off, no score.
Another big shout out to a couple of our sponsors. The Henry Pub in downtown Cloverdale. They're an event sponsor and also the home of our after party. So even if you're listening at home and you want to come celebrate with us tonight, come on down to the Henry Pub. The Henry House.
All right, Timber's still in the penalty box. So it's a 4-on-3 pack advantage still in favor of the Anarchy Angels. Moulin Bruise jamming for the Belladonnas, getting forced out of bounds, backing it up almost to the pivot line, but comes back in clean. And Yo Mama, though, gets out of the pack for lead jammer for the Anarchy Angels. SS Shocker going to the penalty box. That's going to even up the pack, 3-on-3. Here comes Yo Mama on a scoring pass, weaving her way through her teammates, but gets taken down by the pair-up of Shannon the Cannon and T-Knee. Back on the track and neck with Moulin Bruise, the Belladonna's jammer. Moulin Bruise knocked out of bounds. Has to recycle all the way to the top of turn 3. She is still on her initial pass. Yo Mama through the pack. It's taken down by Shannon the Cannon, but now Shannon the Cannon going to the penalty box. So we've got Yo Mama with a grand slam for the Anarchy Angels. And Anarchy Angels looking to get some momentum back after a series of penalties and a lot of confusion as well. But starting off with a bang. The Belladonnas had a streak now, but now Yo Mama getting through a second time, weaves her way past Taz and calls off the jam. Was that 4 or 5 points on that second scoring pass?
I believe that was a grand slam. That was some excellent blocking there by our Anarchy Angels. That was definitely how they want to play this game. Did a really good job of keeping Moulin Bruise with no points for quite a few laps.
That's right, mostly shutting down the Belladonna's jammer. And we've got an official timeout.
Yes, we do know it. Backtalk up there making a point, pointing at the box. And so I'm not entirely. I think he's referring to the Shannon the Cannon hit that came earlier in the game.
So Shannon the Cannon and Teeny in the penalty box.
No, this is my count.
That's Goldilocks.
And I believe that's SS Shocker, number 0 in the penalty box for Anarchy Angels, which means that the Anarchy Angels will have a 3-on-2 pack advantage in this next jam. But all bets are off right now. The referees are discussing, and the way we've been seeing so many penalties so far this early in the game, it's entirely possible they may break the huddle and send another skater to the penalty box. I'm not going to hazard any guess on what they're discussing right now.
Agreed.
But there's a look at the Belladonna's bench. They are all, most of them are intently looking at the referees, trying to figure out what is going to come out of this ref huddle. I'm sure the rest of the team was discussing exactly how to hold on to this advantage, because it looks like Anarchy Angels starting to get their wheels back under them and starting to recover from that series of that chaos and a series of penalties.
Yeah, they definitely had a nice jam the last time, and they're going to want to keep up that momentum.
It was the score. I believe the last scoring pass is being adjusted to 4 points, and that agrees with what I saw on the track. It looked like Anarchy Angels jammer had gotten through, but the sorry to use these vague terms, I believe it was Moulin Bruise had gotten out of the pack before the second scoring pass was started for the Anarchy Angels. So she was only eligible for 4 points. And there it is, the score adjusted, 33 points. So that actually was a 4-point scoring pass. The referee corrected his as a mistake. Is it okay to say mistake?
I don't know. Inconsistency?
Oh, yeah. Oh, he thought the other jammer was still in the pack. Probably the other jam ref corrected him, and so got it all fixed. 33-57 with 10 minutes left in the first half. The Belladonnas in the purple, the Anarchy Angels from Surrey, BC in the red. Belladonnas, of course, from Red Deer Roller Derby Association. And Roll Assassin jamming for the Anarchy Angels, stuck behind a 2-wall. That is a 2-wall of B Pressure, and now getting past Tie-Dye, and now one-on-one with B Pressure, gets away from her and his lead jammer. Negative Nancy jamming and goes wide around the outside, gets past Scary Antoinette and Ms. E. Decker to complete her initial pass, but here comes Roll Assassin, almost a half a lap ahead on a scoring pass, gets up to B Pressure. B Pressure forces her wide, but then she goes to the inside. Tie-Dye catching her at the front of the pack in inverted position and holding back, forcing her out of bounds, stays on the track herself and forces Roll Assassin to go all the way back, and Negative Nancy into the pack, possibly matching some points. Looking for 2, gets them, and no points. No points for Roll Assassin. That's a surprise.
Yeah, that was an unfortunate move for Roll Assassin. She got hit to the outside just as Negative Nancy was coming up to the back of the pack. So while she was trying to keep her feet and not fall down, Negative Nancy was able to get into the track. And once Roll Assassin got her balance back, then she called off the jam.
All right, so against all odds, the Belladonna's winning that jam by it's a 2-0 decision. But Noah Backtalk, I think he's looking up because Tie-Dye was the one that knocked her out of bounds, and Roll Assassin was actually all the way at the front of the pack because Tie-Dye was at the front of the pack of the Belladonna's pack in inverted position, as you all saw. So I thought that she had gotten past at least one of the Belladonna's blockers cleanly, but the jam ref apparently disagreed. So I think that's probably, I'm guessing here. This is speculation, of course. But I would guess that's what they're discussing right now. But head ref Dev Null laying down the law right now.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's definitely what they're talking about at this point. Especially when we're in such a close game like this. We've only got a little over 8 minutes left in our first period, and such a close game. Every point is going to make a difference at this point in this game.
All right, and if there are any members of the Roller Derby Lip Reading Association, please keep it to yourself.
I really need to take up lip reading. I think that would be really handy right at this moment. We could make it up.
All right, well, I don't think they're discussing plans for the after party right now, or if they are, that might be one you want to avoid.
It's going to be one crazy after party at the Henry House Pub here in Cloverdale.
That is right. It's a great sponsor for this event, West Coast Dust Up. You can also still buy raffle tickets for the Salter Watercraft's inflatable boats until 1 p.m. today. That's 1 p.m. British BC time. Or
PST, Pacific
PST.
Standard Time.
I thought you meant Seattle time. No.
Yeah, exactly. Seattle time.
There it is, the Salter Watercraft. You can win that boat, but you just have to go to the West Coast Dust Up Facebook page, and there are instructions on how to buy raffle tickets. There it is, two for one or three. I couldn't read the whole thing.
You can actually put a motor on that boat as well too. I think they said they can get up to I have no idea what boat terms are, but a 10 horsepower, 10 cc. They said something about 10. So if you know about boats, you could put a 10 motor on the back of that.
That's right. It comes with those oars and those cool oar racks.
Nice oar rack. I like how that was like the paddle move that made it look like the boat was in motion there.
I'm getting seasick just watching them. But all right, well, I believe we have everything sorted out. I don't see any score adjustment. The Anarchy Angels still at 33. Belladonnas from Red Deer Roller Derby Association still at 59. So the call stands. No score for the Anarchy Angels, and there's Spaz, number 51, jamming for the Belladonnas against number 23, Yo Mama for the Anarchy Angels. Spaz up front, going one-on-one against Dainty but Deadly, dodges around her and claims lead jammer. Right behind her, Yo Mama just ducking behind a hip check from Taz, gets caught by Timber, but Timber steps out of bounds. B Pressure was up front, but Yo Mama returned behind B Pressure, so it came in clean. Did not get that cutting the track as much as B Pressure wanted her to, but Spaz on a scoring pass up front, one-on-one, past Dainty but Deadly. Dainty but Deadly whiffs with a hip check. Spaz calls off the jam. 4 points for the Belladonnas and nothing for the Anarchy Angels.
Yeah, it was a nice move by Spaz. She kind of jumped past Dainty but Deadly's hip there. Dainty but puts a big hit out, so that was a nice little maneuver there to get away from that hit.
Tuck it back in.
That is right. Tough blockers from Anarchy Angels, but the Belladonnas so far doing a very good job getting past them. Scary Antoinette, number 306, jamming for the Anarchy Angels. Number 822, Gunpowder Gertie, jamming for the Belladonnas. Scary Antoinette, a quick burst of speed around the outside. She saw that tiny sliver on the outside lane and was just able to duck past 3 of the Belladonna's blockers. They were all had their backs to her effectively when she went past them. And now Gunpowder Gertie going to the penalty box. I believe that was a cutting the track. So it's a power jam for the Anarchy Angels. And here comes Scary Antoinette on her first scoring pass, just forcing her way past Shannon the Cannon. Shannon the Cannon, a very tough blocker, but wasn't able to cover the whole track. Scary Antoinette just squeezed past her, gets that first grand slam, comes in, second scoring pass. Scary Antoinette up against that 3 wall, comes in. Oh, Shannon the Cannon can't hold on, runs out of room, has to give the free pass. Scary Antoinette with a second grand slam, 10 points so far for the Anarchy Angels. So on this power jam, very effective one now. Scary Antoinette, a quick dodge. That was a nice check by Maladjusted, getting Preacher's Slaughter out of the way, and Scary Antoinette able to go. Excuse me.
Yeah, she pulled a cutting penalty there because she got hit in and went to pull back out, but then got hit by a couple other players and pushed to the front, so she wasn't able to come back around the player that hit her out.
So there was a big scoring opportunity. Now she was on a third scoring pass, so she already has 43 points on the board, 10 points in her pocket for this jam, but was on a scoring pass, so may have additional points. But in the meantime, Gunpowder Gertie released from the penalty box. Scary Antoinette serving the same amount of time that Gunpowder Gertie had already served. The jammer swap, and now Gunpowder Gertie, I believe, still on her initial pass though. So not putting any points on the board. And yes, there it is. She gets out of the pack, gets past SS Shocker, Roll Assassin, and Maladjusted to complete her initial pass. And now is on a scoring pass. Mizzy Decker returning from the penalty box to put all 4 blockers for Anarchy Angels on the track. And Gunpowder Gertie running out of time. And looking for a score for the Belladonnas. Okay, it looks like 3 and 3 for the Anarchy Angels on that third scoring pass. So a 13-point jam for the Anarchy Angels, 3 points for the Belladonnas.
Scary Antoinette, one of my favorite jammers. I think she has such an amazing power. She generally plays for the Vancouver Island, one of the Vancouver Island teams. But it's nice to see her here. And it's unfortunate that she got that penalty near the end, because I think she probably could have put in another couple of rounds to help the Anarchy Angels get their score up, but still we've only got 20 points between the 2 teams.
Absolutely. So that's still a very close game in roller derby. Moulin Bruise facing a tough battle up front. That was Yo Mama finally dropping back the bridge. Dangerous Goods up front. Dangerous Goods and a Green Lantern also backing her up, but the Moulin Bruise able to fight her way free. But here comes Scary Antoinette, and it looks like a clear penalty box, so 5-on-5 right now. Scary Antoinette on her initial pass, fresh out of the penalty box. Dangerous Goods drawing back Moulin Bruise back to the top of turn 1, but she's on a scoring pass, first scoring pass for the Belladonnas. But the Anarchy Angels just completely surrounded, a swarm of skaters. Dangerous Goods falls down, but Green Lantern backs her up, knocks down Moulin Bruise. Moulin Bruise picks herself back up, calls off the jam. Did she do it in time? Now, she did get a grand slam, and she does. No points for the Anarchy Angels, 5 points for the Belladonnas.
Fantastic jam for Dangerous Goods. She was all over Moulin Bruise.
Tough blockers. Belladonna is such a great blocking team.
Yes.
And we're seeing that in force today. And it looks like B pressure in the penalty box for the Belladonna. So 4-on-3 pack advantage for the Anarchy Angels. Maladjusted jamming, number 322 for the Anarchy Angels. Spaz jamming for the Belladonnas. Gets around SS Shocker and Mizzy Decker at the same time and completes her initial pass for lead jammer. Maladjusted with a quick move, dodges around T-Knee at the front of the pack and completes her initial pass as well, but a half a lap behind Spaz. Spaz leaps across the infield, yet that gets her past SS Shocker, but Mizzy Decker catches her in the turn and forces her out of bounds. Spaz calling off the jam. And for 2 points for the Belladonnas,
Greg, can I shoot here for a bit?
and no points for the Anarchy Angels.
I wasn't really sure if she was able to get a couple of points or at least 1 point in there, but it looks like not quite in time.
It was close, but Maladjusted did not quite get those hips past the rear blocker for the Belladonnas.
We do have all of our Anarchy Angels on the track. We still have B Pressure in the penalty box. I think she's just got probably a few seconds left in her penalty.
Yo Mama back on the track for the Anarchy Angels, and number 822, Gunpowder Gertie, stuck behind all 4 of the Anarchy Angels blockers. They have her surrounded now. Scary Antoinette and Dangerous Goods not getting the solid contact with the shoulder. Green Lantern trying to reel her back in, but Gunpowder Gertie gets lead jammer for the Belladonnas. Now still in on her initial pass. Yo Mama now, well, it's a little bit of confusion, but apparently not going to the penalty box, but Timber comes in with a big shoulder check. Yo Mama coming back in, but Gunpowder Gertie on a scoring pass, one-on-one with Hurt She Kiss at the front of the pack, and gets through. Only 4 out of the potential 5 points, though. She was she did get the, oh, there it is, adjusted. She did get the all 5 points. And Gunpowder Gertie all the way back around again. Yo Mama still on her initial pass, stuck behind those tremendous blockers. It's Tie-Dye and Timber. Two very tall blockers. They are backed up by Preacher's Slaughter, and there's B Pressure holding back now one-on-one with Yo Mama. Yo Mama finally getting through, but Gunpowder Gertie just tromping around and just brushes off a shoulder check from Hurt She Kiss. Green Lantern had her lined up, but Gunpowder Gertie opting to call off the jam. 4 more points for the Belladonnas. That brings their score to 87, and the Anarchy Angels remain at 46.
You could see the frustration on Yo Mama's face in that last jam as she kept trying to get past Timber. Timber does this lovely move where she turns around, skates backwards, and just looks at you as she's jamming you, just daring you to try and get past her. Nice blocking by Timber. She's such a joy to watch out there.
That is right, man. She is a heavy hitter. Shannon the Cannon also, pairing out that blocker squad for the Belladonnas. Moulin Bruise, number 22, for jamming for the Belladonnas, gets through quickly for the lead jammer. Ms. E. Decker, number 77, for the Anarchy Angels, still on her initial pass. Now driving up the center, goes to the outside of Shannon the Cannon, just hip checks T-Knee out of the way. And Mizzy Decker now stuck behind that is Taz. And on the outside, Shannon the Cannon comes in, torpedoes her on the outside lane, but Mizzy Decker just absorbs it and keeps on going. Moulin Bruise on a scoring pass for the Belladonnas. Now at the back of the pack, Roll Assassin and Scary Antoinette have her wrapped up a little bit. Preacher's Slaughter screens them out of the way, opens up the inside lane. Moulin Bruise completing the pass and calls off the jam. 5 more points for the Belladonnas.
That was a heavy-hitting jam. You can just see Preacher's Slaughter got ejected out of, basically went flying out of the track and belly flopped on the outside at one point in time there. But going into this intermission, it looks like it is the Red Deer Belladonnas who have had quite control of these jams, and they're going 92-46 lead as we go into intermission.
That's right.
That was a hard-hitting jam. Thanks again to Salter Watercrafts and to Pivot Star, pivotstar.com. They do a lot of the uniforms that you see out here are Pivot Star uniforms, so we want to thank them so much for being with us. And we also want to thank CRDI Insurance. These girls definitely need the insurance as they're out there, but CRDI, Canadian Roller Derby Insurance.
You can go to crdinfo.ca to find out more about CRDI, the Canadian Roller Derby Information and Services. And we're going to come back in, probably
10 minutes?
Yeah, sure, 10 minutes. They don't have the time up on the board, but we will be back for the second half of the Red Deer Roller Derby Association Belladonnas against the Anarchy Angels from Surrey, BC.
Oh, hi, I'm ZZ Slop of Fog City Rollers, and you're watching Canuck Derby TV.
It's not true.
Welcome back to the West Coast Dust Up. We are watching the second half of the Anarchy Angels versus the Red Deer Belladonnas. The Anarchy Angels from Surrey, BC in the red, the Belladonnas in the purple. Bulldog, what do you think?
Well, it looks like right now the Belladonnas with exactly twice the score of the Anarchy Angels. Anarchy Angels had a lot of penalty trouble, and that trend continues. They've got 2 blockers in the penalty box, and there's the first whistle. Belladonnas at full strength. Spaz jamming against only 2 blockers. Up front there we got SS Shocker and Dangerous Goods. Spaz able to sneak past Dangerous Goods on the outside. Shocker couldn't make contact, and Spaz is lead jammer. Scary Antoinette, number 306, jamming for the Anarchy Angels. That's still at the back of the pack as Spaz comes in for a scoring pass. Gets a short whip of Shannon the Cannon, but cut off by SS Shocker. Oh, but now she gets her revenge. A shoulder check, counter checks SS Shocker and knocks her down. Spaz bursting through the pack for a grand slam. Scary Antoinette still on her initial pass up front. That is Taz and Shannon the Cannon working together as Spaz breaks through again. Second grand slam for the Belladonnas. Very quick off the bat, or off the puck, as you might say.
You are in Canada.
That's right. And, I'm translating into Canadianese. But Spaz getting through a third time. Another grand slam. Scary Antoinette heading to the penalty box. Anarchy Angels, the story of the game so far has just been penalties, penalties, penalties.
Yeah, Scary Antoinette got her penalty up in the top of corner 1. I'm not entirely certain what that penalty ended up, but she was unhappy about it as she was skating towards the penalty box. Anarchy Angels, I'm sure in the halftime, talked about how they need to stay out of the penalty box, and here we are right at the beginning of the second period. Already the jammer in the penalty box in the first jam.
And Dangerous Goods also in the penalty box, so it's going to be a 4-on-3 pack advantage for the Belladonnas. Gunpowder Gertie, number 822, jamming for the Belladonnas on the power jam and is able to get through. Lead jammer goes to the Belladonnas. Now, Timber, number 18, going to the penalty box. That's going to even up the pack 3-on-3, but still a power jam. The pack anchored in turn 1. Gunpowder Gertie slips past Roll Assassin, but forced out of bounds. Has to recycle a little bit. Green Lantern and Yo Mama. Sorry, not used to seeing her block. She usually jammed. But Green Lantern and Yo Mama slowed down Gunpowder Gertie, but she was able to get through. Another 5 for the Belladonnas. Now Roll Assassin brings Gunpowder Gertie up short in turn 3, but Gunpowder Gertie dodges past and a big out of nowhere, careening through the turn. Shannon the Cannon taking out Yo Mama with a hip check and opened up a huge wide line for Gunpowder Gertie to easily step through on her second scoring pass, and Gunpowder Gertie calling off the jam before Scary Antoinette can get out of the box.
Yeah, that was a beautiful shot by Shannon the Cannon. She was watching what her jammer needed, came up, just bashed her out of the way. Yo Mama was not expecting that hit at all, so that definitely opened up the side, allowing the jammer to come through. You can see Shannon Cannon was really happy there. She's really happy with that shot as well, too.
As she should be. That was a beautiful, beautiful work. Really a great presence of mind on that track, and beautiful execution as well. Moulin Bruise, number 22, jamming for the Belladonnas, fights her way single-handedly through the Anarchy Angels pack and gets lead jammer. Scary Antoinette released from the penalty box, immediately knocked out of bounds by Taz, forced to recycle all the way past the pivot line as Moulin Bruise hits the back on a scoring pass. Now stuck behind Bare Bones, number 27, gets past her, but now runs into a 3-wall. Dangerous Goods, Maladjusted, and SS Shocker holding the line, and 2 whiffs. Maladjusted and Dangerous Goods both screening across, and Moulin Bruise able to duck behind both of them and completes the scoring pass. Only gets 4 out of potential 5. Scary Antoinette still on her initial pass, but the jam ref did not award all 5 points on that pass. Now Moulin Bruise on a second scoring pass up front. Maladjusted slowing her down. SS Shocker hitting the deck as she misses with a shoulder check, and Moulin Bruise breaking free gets 4 again. Only 4 out of potential 5 points for the Belladonna's jammer as she comes around the third time. So 8. Instead of 10 points, she has 8 points so far. Scary Antoinette finally completing her initial pass after battering her way past a very strong defense from Negative Nancy. And 4 points for that last scoring pass. So a 12-point jam but I'm not sure where she lost those extra points.
Yeah, I didn't see where she didn't get the pass. Obviously, she didn't, but the Red Deer Belladonnas really taking advantage of their amazing blockers and their size. Like that last jam, they were just angels knocking back and forth. The hitting in this game has been really intense.
Indeed. We've got Spaz jamming for the Belladonnas now against Roll Assassin, AK-47. Roll Assassin around the outside, gets caught by Timber, but squeezes past her, but Tie-Dye catches her at the front. Spaz escaping the pack for the Belladonnas and claiming lead jammer once again for the Belladonnas. They've been very consistent about that. The Belladonnas jammers getting lead jammer very consistently in now in the first half and once again in the second. Spaz getting through the pack, gets past Drop Dead Red, completes her first scoring pass, and again, potential 5 points. That is Roll Assassin completing her initial pass, but Spaz only getting 4 out of potential 5. So another missing fifth point. Spaz coming through a second time. This time only 4 points up for grabs, and she gets all 4. So an 8-point jam. So I'm a little bit confused about where those points are being lost. Ordinarily, we see the jam ref making a signal. Usually a no pass, no penalty is the reason, because otherwise, just about any other thing, she will get sent to the penalty box for a penalty. But it looks like the jam ref is actually moving to the score table, so possibly we might see a points adjustment. I mean, unless he's talking about something else, but
He could be talking about the after party at the Henry House.
Possibly, yes.
But I imagine he's probably talking about the points.
That's a very popular topic.
Yeah, that is Crash Test Ref there of the Terminal City ref squad. I didn't see anything change on the scoreboard there, so maybe he was just confirming why he gave those calls, but seems to be standing.
All right, so yes, right now the score still remaining at 138 for the Belladonnas in the purple. That's Red Deer Rollers Derby Association's Belladonnas All-Star team at 138, and the Anarchy Angels All-Stars at 46 points. Anarchy Angels in the red.
Well, I'm happy that we're coming out of that break with no Anarchy Angels in the penalty box. At least we didn't get any penalties assessed while we were waiting there.
That's right. It is good to see them at full strength, and I'm sure especially good for Noah Backtalk, the coach, the very animated coach of the Anarchy Angels.
Agreed.
Now we have Maladjusted jamming for the Anarchy Angels, Gunpowder Gertie, number 822 for the Belladonnas, but Maladjusted finding the outside lane, didn't manage to avoid Shannon the Cannon, and gets out for lead jammer, the first time in a while. The Belladonnas down one blocker, Tie-Dye in the penalty box. Gunpowder Gertie, though, getting through the pack just the same. But almost a half a lap behind. Maladjusted getting past Taz, calling off the jam as she does. Did she do it in time? Yes, she did. The Belladonnas coming up scoreless. And I believe that is 4 points. Yes, 4 points for the Anarchy Angels.
Nice jam there for Maladjusted. You could hear from the bench them yelling her to call it off, but she knew she was going to be able to pass that last player in the front, and so she took that chance and pulled it off quite nicely. Got herself 4 full points, shutting out the Belladonnas.
And that was short enough so that Tie-Dye still has time left in her 1 minute penalty. So it's still a 4-on-3 pack advantage for the Anarchy Angels. Yo Mama jamming, number 23 for the Anarchy Angels. And number 22, Moulin Bruise jamming for the Belladonnas. Moulin Bruise stuck at the back of the pack behind all 4 of the Anarchy Angels blockers. And Yo Mama doing her best against the 3 Belladonnas blockers. And here comes Tie-Dye to rejoin it. That puts us at full strength, 5-on-5 right now. And that was enough. Tie-Dye coming in, and Yo Mama going to the penalty box now as jammer for the Anarchy Angels. Moulin Bruise getting through the pack for lead jammer. And now hits the pack on a scoring pass. Dodges behind her teammate Taz, but runs into Dangerous Goods and Bare Bones at the front of the pack. Dangerous Goods making contact now. Bare Bones falling down in front of Moulin Bruise, but Moulin Bruise able to step past her, but that gave enough time for Roll Assassin to get in front of her, slowing her down some more. Bare Bones recovered and gets her licks in too, but a grand slam goes to Moulin Bruise of the Belladonnas, and she's coming around for another scoring pass, but a lot of action in the pack without the jammer. Bare Bones getting knocked out of bounds and being forced to recycle now. And here comes Moulin Bruce. She's on a scoring pass, dodges past Dangerous Goods and Roll Assassin, who had formed up a 2-wall in the front of the pack, and a grand slam for the Belladonna. All right, that pack anchored just going into turn 1. Moulin Bruce sees Yo Mama, great track awareness, sees Yo Mama stand up in the penalty box and immediately calls off the jam. Only going to get 3 out of potential 5 points on that last scoring pass.
Yeah, Yo Mama standing in the penalty box, ready to come back in. Noah Bacta doesn't seem to be very happy about the call against Bare Bones, I believe, there. What is this?
That's blocking out of bounds.
Oh, because that's the penalty that Bare Bones was assessed there. As she was standing in the middle, she got a...
Sorry, was it this?
Yes.
Or was it this?
This.
Oh, okay. Hands in the air is skating out of bounds to avoid a block.
Oh, okay. That's the penalty Bare Bones was assessed there. Sorry, I couldn't remember that one.
That's right. That's right. If he sweeps the hands across the body down in a diagonal motion, that's blocking out of bounds.
Yes.
But if he leaves the hands in the air and raises the roof, that is skating out of bounds to avoid a block. But back to the action. Yo Mama out of the penalty box. So Anarchy Angels with a jammer once again. But Spaz jamming for the belt. Gets through, calls off the jam, 4 points. But looks like Yo Mama able to get into the back and steals 2 from the back.
Yeah, happily, both jammers are going to be starting into this next jam. Bare Bones still finishing out her penalty, so we are going to be down 1 Anarchy Angels blocker. But as you can see, when the Anarchy Angels have all of their blockers on there, they can run a really strong line. They're just suffering from the penalties and not able to execute the plays that they want to, whereas the Belladonnas have been doing a better job of keeping their blockers on the track.
Bare Bones still in the penalty box, so the Belladonnas with a 4-on-3 pack advantage. Gunpowder Gertie, number 822, jamming for the Belladonnas. Roll Assassin, AK-47, jamming for the Anarchy Angels. Anarchy Angels in the red, Belladonnas in the purple. Both jammers stuck in the middle of a scrum. All of the blockers just clustered together. But Roll Assassin fighting her way. A vicious battle through the pack. Just gets out of the pack and claims lead jammer, but Gunpowder Gertie comes in, takes her out, and now both jammers recycled into the back of the pack. And now, so they have completed their initial pass, but now they have to get through the pack again. Neither jammer in points position. So Roll Assassin finally calling off the jam, and it's going to be no score.
Yeah, that hit didn't work out quite the way Gunpowder Gertie was hoping. She was hoping to just knock down Roll Assassin and be able to keep on going, force her to call off the jam, but it worked anyways.
I think that worked exactly.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she didn't want to fall down herself, though, and have to go to the back. But yeah, in the end, same. It all worked out the same. She had to call off the jam. No points scored.
That's right. So she got the cake, but no icing.
Exactly. Yes. Delicious cake.
All right, but Moulin Bruce, number 22, jamming against number 322, Maladjusted for the Anarchy Angels. Maladjusted running into Preacher's Slaughter and getting knocked over for her efforts. Taz forcing her to recycle, and there goes Moulin Bruce of the Belladonnas out of the pack for lead jammer. Maladjusted now going one-on-one with Tie-Dye. Quick mover on the outside, but Tie-Dye making contact, not quite enough to force Maladjusted out of bounds. Maladjusted just great leaning into that counter check, and staying in bounds, getting out. But there goes Moulin Bruce through the pack on a scoring pass and calls off the jam. 4-0 Belladonnas. Great effort by Maladjusted, though.
Yeah, agreed. It takes a lot to knock Maladjusted down. She's such an even skater. Great balance, strong legs, nice hair.
And I don't know why, but I think that's the first time since that I've seen her in this whole weekend. SS Shocker, number 0, in the penalty box, smiling. Great big smile, and she's in the penalty box doing it. She's been one of the most serious skaters out on the track that I've seen. But there it is, Scary Antoinette breaking through the pack, claiming lead jammer for the Anarchy Angels, and not getting recycled in. The Anarchy Angels have been having a lot of trouble getting points on the board. Spaz still in the penalty, on her initial pass, runs into Yo Mama, but Yo Mama screened off by Teeny, and that allows Spaz to get through. But Scary Antoinette on a scoring pass up front, dodges past B pressure, and completes the scoring pass, calls it off. 4 points for the Anarchy Angels. Nothing for the Belladonnas, so small victory for the Anarchy Angels.
Yeah, agreed. Spaz and Dainty But Deadly took a huge collision up in corner 1 there that Spaz was really unhappy with. pushed her back, so she wasn't able to catch up as much as she wanted to. Scary Antoinette did a really great pass, but yeah, Spaz and Dainty. So Dainty got a hit to the penalty box for that one. I think that was low block was my guess.
Yeah, a huge amount of action in that last jam. But now we have a 3-on-2 pack advantage for the Anarchy Angels as Mizzy Decker steps up to jam number 77 for the Anarchy Angels. Gunpowder Gertie, I think in a very tight rotation on the jammer line. Gunpowder Gertie claiming lead jammer for the Belladonnas. Mizzy Decker looked like she had almost gotten out, but didn't quite get her hips out of the pack. That is the hips past the hips of the foremost blocker from the opposing team. But Mizzy Decker fighting her way to get in front of Gunpowder Gertie, and Gunpowder Gertie probably going to call off the jam. But right now the clock is the friend of the Belladonna, so she's telling her teammates to race the pack. They are speeding up, but the Anarchy Angels opting to go along. They could have dragged their heels, slowed down the pack, given their and forced the call off much sooner. But so possibly a tiny tactical error. The clock right now is in the favor of the Belladonnas, of course.
Yeah, most definitely. Anarchy Angels could have slowed down that pack letting, but it was a really good effort there by Mizzy Decker. She had to put in a lot of jets there to try and catch up, and she was eventually able to do it.
That's right, but Gunpowder Gertie able to pull some time, a few precious seconds off the clock that the Anarchy Angels may need very much later in the game. But right now, Yo Mama jamming. She's stuck behind a solid wall of Taz, I should say.
Yes,
it was
a wall of Taz.
A lot of purple, but Taz looked like she was doing it all herself right there. But we've got
Preacher's Slaughter.
Preacher's Slaughter, number 238, jamming for the Belladonna. She is lead jammer, coming in on a scoring pass, just
nice.
Whips right, just breezes, just ducks right past Scary Antoinette. I'm going to pull out my Thoris and come up with a few more words, but completes the scoring pass. Was that 5? Did she get 5?
I didn't see the call.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was
watching her
busy,
pants,
and I was looking at my thesaurus. But Yo Mama does not get in time, and it's going to be one more point for Preacher's Slaughter.
So far, I'm really impressed with the amount of shiny purple pants that Preacher's Slaughter has. I'm feeling a shiny kinship with Preacher's Slaughter here. I'm like, yeah, that was good. Like the purple pants yesterday, some shiny purple shorts today. I feel you, my sister.
What is a roller derby girl without a whole closet full of derby shorts?
Yeah, shiny derby shorts. Supplied by Pivot Star.
That is correct. Yes. Well, I think she'd still be a roller derby girl. She'd just be a little less shiny.
Yes.
But maladjusted jamming for the Anarchy Angels, number 322. She is facing off against Moulin Bruise, but maladjusted is the lead jammer. Moulin Bruise one-on-one with Green Lantern and ducks to the inside, gets through. Maladjusted coming in on a scoring pass. Taz tries to cut her off, but just comes up short, and maladjusted able to get through 4 points and calls it off.
Very nice jam there by Maladjusted. We'd like to also thank Stampede Tack here in Cloverdale for supplying the cowboy hats that you might see coming around here at the West Coast Dust Up. Giving us the fancy West Coast Dust Up look. Cowboys, everyone.
All right, what's going on in the penalty box? It looks like we have B Pressure and Hurt She Kiss in the penalty box, so 3-on-3 in the pack. Scary Antoinette jamming for the Anarchy Angels gets clipped by Teeny, number 222, forced out of bounds. And now Timber and Teeny working together to force her to recycle out of turn 1. Gunpowder Gertie completing her initial pass, but does not get lead jammer. Door still open for Scary Antoinette, but Shannon the Cannon slamming that door shut. Scary Antoinette has to recycle all the way out of turn 3. And Gunpowder Gertie passing her up, just counter checks a roll assassin hip check, breezes past Yo Mama, completes the pass, and only 4 out of potential 5. Did you see any adjustment?
I didn't see any out of play blocking there. I'm not sure.
Did not get all 5 points, but Gunpowder Gertie coming through this time, not lapping Scary Antoinette. So only 4 points on the table and she gets all 4. And Scary Antoinette coming up empty. So that looks like 8 points for 8 points for the Belladonnas.
Yeah, that was another really nice jam by Gunpowder Gertie. She's had a really fantastic tournament. She's been a consistently strong jammer, and I think I don't know how many penalties she served, but I'm going to say she hasn't pulled very many penalties as a jammer at all. She's had a really, really great game. And whole tournament, actually.
And SS Shocker in the penalty box for the Anarchy Angels, so it's a 4-on-3 pack advantage for the Belladonnas. Moulin Bruise jamming for the Belladonnas, but Ms. E. Decker, number 77, getting through, completing the initial pass, and clinches lead jammer. Moulin Bruise about 3 or 4 or 5 strides behind. 5.5. 6 now. No. Mizzy Decker into the pack on a scoring pass, just dips in. Is she going to get anything? That was a very close shave.
Yeah, it looks like she got 1 point out of that.
She is going to get 1 point, but I think right now Anarchy Angels are just happy with getting any point differential over the Belladonnas. The Belladonnas have been on such a streak, such a tear over the Anarchy Angels.
Yeah, I think it's really thanks to that Belladonna's blocking team that they have. They have really amazing blockers out there. They know what they're doing. They know what their jammer needs, and they're there every time. It's been a really good tournament for them.
Yeah, that's right. Such a tremendous blocking team. And there's Spaz breaking through. They have some good jammers too. But,
great.
But they have been but the blocking squad for the Belladonnas has just been shutting down the Anarchy Angels and drawing penalties all day long, the entire game so far. It's early in the day. But Roll Assassin completing her initial pass, but here comes Spaz on a scoring pass. There's Dainty but Deadly, always the last line of defense, always forcing the jammer to work to get past her. But Spaz able to do that and completes the pass, calls off the jam for 4.
Red Dead Belladonna's always quick onto the line as well, too, to try and get control of that jam line. They definitely have a plan that I'm going to say they're executing their plan pretty well. I think their coach, Quiet Riot, is going to be pretty pleased with how the team has performed today and the whole tournament. We've got just 10 minutes left in this first period. This is not the first game here. Well, this is the first game, but it's not the last game going to be happening at the West Coast Dust Up. We do have 2 more games following this today. Our next game is going to be the TCRG All-Stars versus Toast, the Thompson Okanagan All-Stars team. And then after that game, we are going to have the Anarchy Angels play again against the TCRG All-Stars. So back-to-back games for the All-Stars today.
All right, and just 2.5 hours left to buy your raffle tickets for a Salter Watercraft. That's a Salter Watercraft that's being raffled off today at 1 p.m. That is the cutoff to buy your tickets. But I think we're going to get a picture of that watercraft right now. There it is, and those oars come with it, and you can actually attach a small outboard motor to it. So get your tickets go to the West Coast Dust Up Facebook page to get those. But right now we're back to the action. We've got Maladjusted jamming for the Anarchy Angels up against Gunpowder Gertie. What do you know? Has she jammed at all today? I think
Gunpowder Gertie?
Once or twice.
Yeah, she may have hit the track.
And very consistent. She's gotten lead jammer. I lost track of how many times she's gotten lead jammer. But just about every time she's jammed, so consistent, and calls off the jam. That is the power of the lead jammer.
Yeah, you can see Maladjusted shoot out of the track there and really put on the guns to try and catch up to Gunpowder Gertie. They had a little jammer-on-jammer action there. Maladjusted was able to pull in front, forcing Gertie to call off that jam. So that was it was nice work by Maladjusted.
Absolutely. Maladjusted, very strong jammer for the Anarchy Angels.
Oh, yes.
And they seem to be doing a little bit better with penalty control.
Yeah, the second half of this second period, they've been staying out of the box a lot more, which is good.
Yes, always good. Yes. Moulin Bruise jamming for number 22, jamming for the Belladonnas. And Yo Mama, number 23, jamming for the Anarchy Angels. Oh, we were just talking about it, and there goes Green Lantern to the box, and Scary Antoinette.
Okay, never mind.
We should just we should not even open
Knock on wood when we say these things. Yeah, didn't mean it.
Knock on wood.
Nice.
Here comes Moulin Bruise coming in for a scoring pass, but Yo Mama able to get out of the pack, so only 4 points on the table. Roll Assassin immediately checking Moulin Bruise out of bounds, but Moulin Bruise able to recover, gets through, gets past Dainty but Deadly. Dainty but Deadly actually stumbled, So Moulin Rouge was able to get by, calls off the jam, 4 points for the Belladonnas.
Yeah, Dainty But Deadly took a bit of a trip off of Timber there, actually. Just kind of ran into her and stumbled down, so she wasn't able to execute the blocking that she wanted to do. But again, 2 blockers down in the box for the Anarchy Angels as we start this next jam.
And look at that. Well, Mizzy Decker jamming for the Anarchy Angels, but Tie-Dye, number 111, jamming for the Belladonnas. But she's facing she has a 4-on-2 pack advantage for the ladies in purple. Belladonnas in the purple, Anarchy Angels in the red. And Tie-Dye up front, though, having some trouble. Maladjusted and SS Shocker slowing down Tie-Dye, but she gets through. Mizzy Decker, though, has her hands full with that tremendous blocking squad from the Belladonnas we've seen all day. Taz and Shannon the Cannon and T-Knee. T-Knee, do not underestimate her. She's in a small package, but she packs a wallop, especially, and there it is, that positional blocking that she particularly excels at, holding back and setting up the block. Although it was a glancing blow, Shannon the Cannon just made a little bit of contact, but Mizzy Decker was able to just slide off of it. But meanwhile, Tie-Dye getting through and picking up some points for the Belladonnas.
Yeah, it was a really nice jam for Tie-Dye. I love when you see these players who are normally blockers come in and jam because they do their own blocking as they're jamming. They're just go in with such force, and Tie-Dye has such amazing energy when she's blocking. Her fast feet were going like crazy. She did such a really good. She's very happy with that one as well too.
And
so.
the character too.
Yeah, she is a character. Good Red Deer girl.
That's right. Originally with Oil City in Edmonton. But now with the Red Deer Roller Derby Association Belladonnas. And Gunpowder Gertie knocked down just as she's getting out of the pack by Drop Dead Red. Drop Dead Red getting back in front of her. Gunpowder Gertie repeated hits and just enough for Roll Assassin to get ahead of her. But Gunpowder Gertie had gotten her hips ahead of the foremost opposing blocker and therefore claimed lead jammer after making at least one clean pass of all of the blockers on the track, just to be clear. Roll Assassin into the pack. But Gunpowder Gertie's going to call up. She was cutting it pretty close there.
That was pretty close. Play Big's coming around. Nope. Nope, that was nothing. I thought that she might have got something in there, but I think the whistles were too quick for her.
Yeah, well, that was just perfectly timed. But also, I mean, the ref reflexes is also the reflexes.
The reflex.
Is also But we've got Spaz on the line for the Belladonnas and Mizzy Decker, number 77, jamming for the Anarchy Angels. Spaz at the back of the pack, getting a wall of Anarchy Angels. It's SS Shocker, Scary Antoinette, and Dangerous Goods holding her back, and Mizzy Decker able to fight off the Belladonna's blockers to claim lead jammer. Spaz up front now. Dangerous Goods drops back to Bridge, but then sees the opportunity, comes in with a shoulder check, but Spaz racing ahead just barely escapes a hip check from SS Shocker to get out of the pack, but here's Mizzy Decker on a scoring pass for the Anarchy Angels, quickly up to the front. So it looked like Sparkle Motion got in front of her, and there it is, 4 points. 4 points for the Anarchy Angels.
And we're going with a timeout here. Timeout, Anarchy Angels. Noah Backtalk ran onto the track, called the timeout right at the end of that last jam.
That's actually the second timeout for the Anarchy Angels. They have 3 total. Belladonnas, I don't think they've used any of their timeouts yet.
I don't think they have.
But why would they? The clock is their friend. They want that clock to keep rolling because, when it runs out, the rule is, and I think roller derby is unique in this sport, that at the end of regulation time, the team with the most points is declared the winner.
Yes.
Okay, just to separate us from other.
Just in case you didn't understand how this game was won, it is the team with the most points at the end of the game. We never really talk about that. That's a really good explanation, Bulldog. I never really thought to inform everybody of that, but that's why you are the Derby savant.
That's right. Yes.
Yeah. As you could see over there, we had a little bit of shout out to Pivot Star. Pivot Star is a new line of team uniforms. You can see them at pivotstar.com. You're going to see Lulu Demon of Pivot Star coming up in our next game as well, too. So thanks so much. She's such an amazing supporter of roller derby here and all around the world. Pivotstar.com.
And our
Oh, it looks like we are now in timeout Belladonnas. Speaking of not using their timeouts, there they are doing a timeout there. So,
Oh, this is an opportunity to thank another one of our sponsors, the Henry Pub. That's in downtown Cloverdale. If you're ever down there, they're an event sponsor and home of the after party for the West Coast Dust Up. So if you couldn't make it to the bout itself, if you're around later on tonight, you can swing by the Henry Pub. Also, another great sponsor of the event, CRDI, that is Canadian Roller Derby Information and Services. It's at www.crdinfo.ca.
yep, that is Derby owned and Derby run in
That's right.
roller derby insurance.
Insurance, yes.
So the I stands for.
Absolutely. There you go on your screen. That's just another one of our tremendous sponsors for the West Coast Dust Up here in beautiful downtown Surrey, British Columbia. And timeouts are all done, and no one calls another one. So we're going to continue playing the game. Gunpowder Gertie, number 822, jamming for the Belladonnas. Yo Mama, number 23, jamming for the Anarchy Angels. And it looks like Roll Assassin trying to bust up that wall at the back of the pack. But Yo Mama shuffled out. Oh, just squeezes past B Pressure. B Pressure trying to recover, but she gets out anyway. But Gunpowder Gertie, the Belladonnas jammer, already out of the pack. And into the pack on a scoring pass. She is lead jammer also, so in control of the clock. Just dips into the pack, calls off the jam. 1 point, Belladonnas.
Yeah, I thought she might have come out of that with 2 points, but Yo Mama did a good job of catching up to that and only gave her 1 point in that jam. But we do have just over 4 minutes left in this game. I'm going to go ahead and say the Red Deer Belladonnas have played such a superb game. Definitely been in control of the game for a majority of this whole bout.
And there's Tie-Dye again, jamming. Going against Maladjusted, number 322 for the Anarchy Angels. And both teams at full strength, 5-on-5 right now. Maladjusted leaning into the Belladonna's wall. Tie-Dye doing the same against the Anarchy Angels, but T-Knee dropping back to try and break up the Anarchy Angels' wall. But Maladjusted up front, doing it all herself. But Shannon, the Cannon, sending her out of bounds. Maladjusted has to recycle, but now Shannon, the Cannon, going to the box. That's going to give the Anarchy Angels a small advantage. Maladjusted getting through, slipping right past Sharkbait. Sharkbait gets a hit, but it is too little too late. Maladjusted is the lead jammer, but Tie-Dye still in the pack, then manages to pirouette her way past SS Shocker to complete her initial pass. But here is Maladjusted stuck behind Taz and Teeny on a scoring pass. Now just batters her way straight between them up to the front. Sharkbait trying to catch her at the front. Maladjusted calling off the jam. Tie-Dye was into the pack though. Only going to get 1 point. She was looking for 3, but only gets 1. That's interesting because there was a skater in the penalty box, so that might be adjusted, but we will see. But I believe 3 points for the Anarchy Angels.
Yeah, that was nice work. I always want to make boom noises every time Shannon the Cannon dumps someone down onto the ground. Because with the cannon, just every time she hits someone, boom.
It looks like it. You can almost see the airwaves coming through.
Yeah.
Just from the compression and decompression of the air. That's what causes sound in your eardrum. Number 22, Moulin Bruise, breaks through the pack for lead jammer. And Scary Antoinette now going one-on-one with Timber. Timber just gets in front of her and just does not let go. Scourger coming in to back her up and forcing Scary Antoinette out of bounds. She has to recycle, and Moulin Bruise comes through the pack. I think she only made contact with Hurt She Kiss and got through. Only 4 out of potential 5. Again, not getting all 5 of those points. Gets the jammer lap point, but misses one of the points, but I'm not sure why. But Scary Antoinette completing her initial pass, and Moulin Bruise another 4-point pass. It's not clear. I think Scary Antoinette actually just got out of the pack ahead of her. So basically, if Moulin Bruise can get in front, get those hips in front of Scary Antoinette, she should get another jammer lap point. But we'll see. But Scary Antoinette now in a defensive posture. The Green Lantern, fresh out of the penalty box, was also there, and Moulin Bruise opting to call off the jam, so we won't find out if she gets it. Jammer lap point or not.
Yeah, Roll Assassin trying to hold down the entire pack there for the Anarchy Angels. Again, Roll Assassin, the only blocker that was on that track, with only 2 of our Belladonnas as well too. So really heavy hitting in the last few minutes of this game. Both teams are getting penalties left and right as they're just leaving everything they have on the track coming into the end. This is the Belladonna's last game of the penalty, or of the tournament.
That's right. Only the one game today. Mizzy Decker, number 77, jamming. Leans into a block from Taz, but there's Gunpowder Gertie. Old Faithful getting out of the pack first and is lead jammer. But Mizzy Decker getting out of the pack as well. And now Gunpowder Gertie giving the signal to speed it up. Speed it up. They want to drag as much time off the clock because she's getting ready to call off the jam. They just don't want Anarchy Angels to score. And there she goes. Calls it off. No score for either team.
Looks like Noah Backtalk called an official review here. But it said I think he might be calling an official review because he might not have any timeouts left, or is he actually reviewing something?
I think they've only used 2 timeouts, and the Belladonnas have used 1. I think.
Because he came up with an official review, and he's actually smiling at this moment. So I'm not usually that's not the look that Noah Backtalk has when he official reviews something. So.
Oh, excuse me. The board is actually showing the Anarchy Angels with no timeouts.
Yeah, so I think he used his official review as his timeout to put another jam onto this game. Because he's not reviewing anything.
Right. But it looks like right now the clock's showing the Belladonnas using a timeout. So they're down to 1 timeout remaining. So interesting. So we will have another jam.
Yeah, another jam anyways we do it.
By one way or another, either the official review for the Anarchy Angels or the timeout by the Belladonnas. But regardless, here we are. We have Spaz breaking through and is lead jammer. So that pretty much clinches it. The Belladonna is in control of the clock. And if that wasn't enough, Roll Assassin getting a cutting the track. Now, hats off to them. I think this is the first time in. I think there's only been. I think this is only the second power jam in the second half.
Yep.
So both teams doing a good job of keeping their jammers clean. But right now, Spaz in total control now, but opting to put some more points on the board. Now calling it off. Tried to get. Yeah, she did. Interesting, again, only 1 point for the Belladonnas, but there was a point in the penalty box as a ghost point, but that might Jam Ref going up to the scoring table, but I mean it's 1 point or 2 points. It's still a great victory for the Belladonnas, and I got to give a lot of credit to that Belladonnas defense, don't you think, Dan?
Man, those blockers are something else. This is my first opportunity this tournament to see the Belladonnas, and that blocking team is. Each one of them could be a solid wall in themselves, but you put them all together and they are unstoppable, which you saw in this game.
Right, and now the Anarchy Angels taking a consolation lap. Belladonna, a great sportsmanship going on both teams. Both teams have a healthy respect for each other.
I agree. I think the Belladonnas are going to be really pleased with how they played in this tournament. That's 2 wins that they've been able to have, so I think they're going to be very happy with their play as they head back home to Red Deer. Hey, Red Deer. Shout out, hometown.
That's right. So they're going to leave. They're going to finish the tournament 2-1. They lost to the Terminal City Roller Girls, who we're going to see play in the bout that's coming up next. They're going to be playing against Toast. Terminal City has only played 1 game so far. That was against the Belladonna, so they're 1-0. They're going to be playing 2 games in a row, back to back here in the last 2 games of the West Coast Dust Up.
Okay, well, we will see everybody back again at 11 o'clock for the Terminal City All-Stars versus Toast. Thanks so much, Bulldog.
Yeah, and don't forget, only 2 hours left to buy your raffle tickets for the Salter Watercrafts. But we will be back in about 18 minutes with the second game of today.
Hey, thank you. I love Red Deer.